You don't lose respect in explosions. You lose it in quiet moments. When you laugh at a joke that slices into you. When you say, "It's fine," even though it's eating you alive. When you explain yourself 3 times to someone who already decided what they think of you. They notice it before you do. Slowly, people interrupt you more. They talk over you. They cancel on you last minute. They treat your time, your energy, your presence like it's always available, always cheap. And then the worst thing happens. You start to believe them. You start to believe that your words don't matter, that your needs are too much. That respect is something other people get to decide you deserve. But the philosophers saw this clearly. The Stoics, Nietzsche, Machiavelli, Jung. And their message is brutal. You do not command respect by demanding it. You command respect by refusing to negotiate your self-respect. This is a video about that. Not about being alpha. Not about playing social tricks. Not about fake dominance. This is about the kind of respect that appears quietly the moment you decide you are done begging for it. Stay with me until the end, because we're going to build a 7-day experiment that will change how people treat you or reveal who should never have been in your life to begin with. Welcome to PhiloThrone. Here, we turn philosophy into self-mastery, and you learn to sit on the throne of your own mind. Today, why no one respects you, and how to change it. You don't have a respect problem, you have a standards problem. Most people tell the story like this. My friends don't respect me. My partner takes me for granted. My boss walks all over me. So they go hunting for tactics. How to make people respect you. 5 lines that shut people down. Comebacks that win every argument. But philosophy doesn't start with tactics. It starts with the truth. The Stoics would say, you don't control how others behave. You control what you tolerate. Nietzsche would warn, the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. Machiavelli would observe, a prince is respected when he is a true friend and a true enemy. In plain language, you are not disrespected because people randomly chose you. You are disrespected because your standards are negotiable. Not on paper, in practice. People don't respect you because you've trained them not to. Not with speeches, with patterns. You laugh when you're hurt. You agree when you're angry. You stay when you should have walked away. You think you have a respect problem. What you actually have is a standards problem. And until that changes, no line, no trick, no technique will save you. The invisible contract. You teach people how to treat you. Carl Jung once wrote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Most people call the way they're treated bad luck. If I just met better people, if my family was different, if my boss wasn't like this. But under every relationship, there's a contract you never see. Here is how I will allow you to treat me. Here is what you can get away with. You don't sign it with ink. You sign it with behavior. When you say yes with a tight smile, and every cell in your body is screaming no, you sign the contract. When you explain yourself again and again to someone who clearly enjoys the power of making you justify yourself, you sign the contract. When you apologize for needing time, for needing help, for taking up space, you sign the contract. And people adjust. They might not think about it consciously, but they learn, with this person, I can cancel at the last minute. With this person, I can talk over them. With this person, there are no real consequences. That's not fate. That's training. The real question is not, do people respect me? The real question is, what have I trained them to expect from me? Behavior, Mark 1. Over-explaining and defending. Let's talk about the first pattern that destroys respect. You say no, and then instantly feel the urge to soften it. So you add, it's just that I'm really tired. I would, but I have this other thing. I hope this doesn't upset you. I'm not trying to be difficult. You send long paragraphs. You explain your decisions like you're on trial. You replay conversations in your head, editing imaginary replies. You think you're being considerate. You think you're being transparent. But to the other person, it looks like this. You don't trust your own decision. You are terrified of disapproval. You are asking them to approve your choice for you. To a Stoic, this is upside down. If your decision is rooted in your values and your duty, Marcus Aurelius would ask, why are you begging for permission? Every extra paragraph doesn't add kindness. It subtracts conviction. And once people realize your no comes with a long negotiable explanation, they stop hearing no as a boundary and start hearing it as the beginning of a debate. Behavior number 2. Apologizing for existing. There is a powerful apology. I was wrong. I own that. That reveals maturity. But most of your apologies don't sound like that. They sound like, sorry for asking. Sorry, I know I'm annoying. Sorry, I'll stop talking now. Sorry I took your time. You're not apologizing for being wrong. You're apologizing for being there, for speaking, for needing, for taking up any space at all. This isn't humility. This is self-erasure. Nietzsche would say you've internalized the herd's judgment so deeply that you punish yourself for having any weight in the world. Jung might call it loyalty to an old wound. The child who learned that the safest way to be loved was to have no needs. But here's the reality. People do not respect the person who apologizes for every request, every question, every presence. They don't see you as kind. They see you as someone who will abandon themselves to keep the peace. And if you're willing to abandon yourself, why would anyone treat you as someone precious? Behavior 3. Saying yes, while your whole being says no. You already know this one too well. You say yes to plans that drain you. You nod along to opinions you don't respect. You tolerate jokes and comments that quietly poison you. Inside, something tightens, but outside, you smile. You tell yourself, it's not worth the conflict. I don't want to make it awkward. I don't want them to think I'm difficult. But here's what actually happens. You lose respect for yourself first. Everyone else just follows your lead. Every time you betray your own boundary, you send a signal. My comfort is negotiable. My values are flexible. My no is not serious. People might not know philosophy, but they are geniuses at reading that signal. And once someone sees you abandon yourself once, they will test to see if you'll do it again. Not always because they're evil, but because humans always test the edges of a container. If there are no edges, you spill everywhere. The fear beneath it. All. So why do you keep doing this? Why do you explain, apologize, and agree when everything in you is begging you not to? Jung would say, the collective, your family, culture, social circle, has taught you that belonging is more important than self-respect. Machiavelli would observe that the person who fears being disliked more will always hold less power. Nietzsche would warn, most people would rather be accepted than be honest, liked rather than real, and they will sacrifice their soul for it. You're not broken for craving acceptance, you're human. For most of human history, to be rejected by the tribe was to die. Your nervous system still carries that memory. So you make the same silent bargain over and over. I'll be easy, I'll be convenient, I'll be low maintenance, just don't leave me. And here's the cruel twist. In trying to avoid abandonment, you abandon yourself first. That's why no trick or social hack will save you. This isn't a conversation problem, it's an identity problem. The Stoic core. Respect starts on the inside. The Stoics were not trying to be impressive. They were trying to be aligned. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet wrote to himself like a student. In his private journal, he reminded himself, don't be owned by praise. Don't be infected by other people's pettiness. Do your duty. Stay straight. He wasn't trying to be liked. He was trying to be right with himself. Epictetus, born a slave, said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Why? Because the moment you are willing to be misunderstood, you are no longer controlled by the threat of disrespect. The Stoic standard is simple, but ruthless. I will not act against my own nature and values just to win your approval. That's the foundation of all real respect. not a trick, not a catchphrase, a decision. I would rather sit with the discomfort of you disliking me than live with the disgust of betraying myself again. When that becomes your inner rule, everything we're about to talk about becomes possible. Nietzsche, the cost of self-respect. Most people don't lack opinions, they lack weight. Their no carries no gravity. Their presence doesn't change the emotional temperature of a room. Nietzsche's idea of the Übermensch is not a cartoon villain of domination. It's a person who has broken away from the herd's values and created their own, and then actually lives by them. He writes, "Become who you are, not who your parents needed you to be, not who your friends expect you to be, not who your fear allows you to be." Hard truth, you cannot be endlessly accommodating and deeply respected at the same time. At some point, you must choose. Most people choose to be liked. They flatten themselves to fit the group. Jung would say they dissolve into the collective. A few, though, make a more dangerous choice. They would rather be respected by fewer people than liked by everyone at the cost of their soul. These people are willing to be alone rather than surrounded by those who need them small, are willing to disappoint people rather than live a lie, are willing to walk away from love that requires self-betrayal. Because of that, when they say, "No, I disagree, I'm not available, I won't live like that," people feel the weight behind it. Nietzsche would ask you, who are you trying not to lose? That is costing you your self-respect, because some people have to be lost for your self-respect to be found. Machiavelli. Optics, frame, and why. Over-explaining looks weak. Machiavelli is not here to make you feel good. He's here to describe how power appears in the real world. In The Prince, he makes a cold observation. A ruler who explains himself too much appears weak. The more you justify, rationalize, and defend, the more insecure you look even when you're actually right. You're not a medieval prince, but you are the ruler of your own life, time, and emotional resources. And in that kingdom, optics matter. In any relationship, the one who is more afraid of being disliked holds less power. The one who rushes to explain every move looks more guilty. The one who stays calm, brief, and consistent feels more solid. This doesn't mean you should manipulate or lie. It means you don't negotiate your boundaries just to avoid upsetting people. You don't give detailed explanations to those who have already chosen to misinterpret you. You don't sprint to fix someone's perception every time they choose to be offended. A short, calm reply signals confidence. A long, emotional essay screams insecurity. Strategic silence says, "Your approval is not my oxygen." In every conversation, someone holds the frame. It is rarely the person frantically explaining. 4 signals of quiet strength. That command, respect is not commanded by shouting. It's not earned by putting yourself above others. It's signaled by something quieter. Let's talk about 4 signals human beings instinctively respond to. Signal 1. Controlled speech. People who command respect don't rush to fill silence. They don't speed up when they're nervous. They don't overshare to force closeness. They speak slower. They choose their words. They allow pauses. Before you speak, try asking, "Is this necessary? Or am I just afraid of the silence?" When you stop cheapening your own words by flooding every quiet moment with noise, other people start listening when you finally speak. Signal 2. Boundaries. Communication. Respect doesn't come from dramatic speeches. It comes from simple, consistent boundaries. Lines like, "No, I can't do that. That doesn't work for me. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm ending this conversation for now." No long justification, no emotional essay after. You can explain once if it feels necessary. After that, repeating yourself doesn't create clarity. It destroys respect. Boundaries are not aggression. They're clarity. People might not like your boundaries, but they will register, "This person is not easily pushed." Signal 3. Non-reactivity. Nothing kills respect faster than being yanked around by every tone, mood, and comment. Non-reactive doesn't mean numbness. It means you choose your response instead of leaking whatever you feel in the moment. You might feel anger, shame, hurt. But instead of exploding, oversharing, or firing off a desperate wall of text to lower your anxiety, you take one breath, slow down, or say, "I'll think about it," and remove yourself from the situation. The Stoics train this like a muscle. To Machiavelli, a person who cannot be easily provoked is terrifying, because they are very hard to control. Signal 4. Consistency. Over time. Respect isn't created in one cinematic moment. It's built over dozens of small ones. You say you'll do something and you actually do it. You say you won't tolerate something and you don't. You say you need space and you honor that, even when you're lonely. At first, people might push harder. They might test your new boundaries, but quietly, they update your internal file. This person means what they say. That is the root of respect. The 7-day experiment that changes how people treat you. You don't need a new personality. You need a new experiment. For the next 7 days, try this. Rule 1. No double explanations. If you say no or set a boundary, you get one calm explanation. Say no once. Explain once. After that, if they push, you simply say, "I've already explained my decision." No second essay. No emotional footnotes. Rule 2. No apologizing for existing. You may apologize if you truly did something wrong. You may not apologize for asking a question, needing clarification, taking up time, having a limit. If sorry slips out of your mouth automatically, catch it. Replace it with, "Thank you for understanding," or say nothing at all. Rule 3. Delay your reactions. When you feel triggered, misunderstood, or pressured, take one deep breath, count to 3 in your mind. Then give a slower, shorter response or say, "I'll think about it." You're not just calming down, you're training your nervous system to respond instead of flinch. Rule 4. Enforce one small boundary. Just one. It could be, "I'm not available at that time. Please don't talk to me like that. I'm logging off now. We'll continue this another day." Say it calmly. Stand by it. Then observe. Notice who respects it without drama. Notice who becomes angry, manipulative, or cold. Those reactions will tell you more about your relationships than 100 over-explained messages, because they show you who actually respects you and who only respected your lack of boundaries. Respect versus being liked. Most people say they want respect. What they really want is to be liked without paying any price. They want respect without saying no, respect without risking conflict, respect without disappointing anyone. That world does not exist. The moment you start commanding respect, you will lose cheap approval. Some people will call you cold, some will say you've changed, some will test you harder. Let them, because the ones who stay, the ones who adjust to your new standards, are the ones who are capable of respecting you all along. Everyone else was just addicted to your self-betrayal. The final question, and your next chapter. Most people live their entire lives trying to be liked. A few decide to live in a way they themselves can be respected. Those few feel lonely at first. Then they feel something else. Solid. So here's your question. If you stopped chasing approval, stopped explaining yourself twice, stopped apologizing for existing, what would actually change in your life? Who would start treating you differently? Who would pull away? And who would finally step up? Sit with that. Because your answer shows you exactly where your self-respect is leaking and where it's waiting to be reclaimed. If this video made you see yourself more clearly, like the video so it reaches more people who are tired of being disrespected but didn't know why. Tell me in the comments, what boundary will you enforce this week that the old you would have avoided? I'm reading. And if you want more philosophy on power, silence, and self-mastery, keep watching PhiloThrone and claim your seat on the throne of your own mind. Because next, we're going to talk about something even darker. Why being nice is the dumbest strategy you can use. Machiavelli's warning. You don't want to miss that.